Recording's back on, and now I'm going to make you the co-host on your laptop. And now you should be ready to go, Jeff.
Can you see me on my laptop now, chat?
Yeah, so I can see you and we're recording. So welcome, Jeff.
I hope that's better, folks. Give me a thumbs up, chat.
All good.
God bless America. All right, thank you very much. I'm sorry, but it's only 10 minutes in. So we've got plenty of time to answer questions. If you have questions, I don't know, I think you can send them in to chat. Maybe we could see them.
Yeah, if people have questions, I'm sorry, Jeff.
Tonight,
Jeff, if people have questions, why don't you just put them in the chat? We're going to do them. Put them in the chat. We'll do them at the end. We'll go through them at the end. But so that way Jeff can do his presentation and we'll pick up those questions at the end. Just put them in the chat. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. And if you could do me a favor, could you check if I think I canceled your recording because I was a host.
Yeah, but I've got it back on, so we're good.
Okay. So folks, basically, I'm an environmental person and I've spent my career teaching people about little things they can do. Just, small things about their yard, about recycling, about plastic, single-use straws, sustainable fish, whatever it is. I've worked for nonprofit organizations for 25 years. And then I was challenged to make a business. And I came up with the business of landscaping, but not landscaping organic only. It's landscaping electrically organic. So how do you do that? How do you mulch mow? How do you feed, seed, all that? How do you cut a tree that's fallen on your somebody's property electrically? How do you power wash? How do you blow leaves? How do you mow? How do you trim? All of those things I do electrically because it's really polluting, as you all know. I'm so glad to talk to the Pollinator Pathway Sphere. I'm really grateful to the people at Bedford 2020, now 2030. Their Healthy Yards campaign is really great. Everybody's on fire about native plants, no blowers, organic, all those things. And so this is my third season. A couple of years ago, I decided to make the company in a way that I could help influence other landscapers that I'm out there with, like literally other trucks out there on the street. And, continue that thing I've done for 25 years of asking you all to ask for organic, ask for electric. But right now, I decided to go to the industry. So I work with a lot of landscapers I see on the street, through work, people I'm bidding against. I literally talk to the owners and say, look, I'll tell you, if you just get them an electric machine and this and that, and then you use these products, you can keep your landscaper. You just got to get your landscaper to change, right? So I have a business. I'm here to make a business, but I'm also teaching, just like my old days, environmental education, sharing, caring. Am I here? Am I coming through well, chat? Okay, great. So basically, that's kind of like why I'm doing this. So now I'll tell you what I'm doing and how I do it real briefly, maybe like 15 minutes. It's about organic and electric. I've got equipment here. I could see the screen. You could see this big machine. Maybe you could see a little lawnmower here. It's electric. These are blowers. They're electric. I know some of you hate blowers at all. I have clients I use brooms. Others let me use the electric. Everybody's got their preference, but basically we're doing our very best. It's literally 100% organic, period, and only electric. The only thing we have is a fossil fuel truck, and that's because the real ones aren't really ready until next year. So we'll have an electric truck next year. I've got a couple of these big machines. I've got several trimmers, blowers, mowers, and a couple teams that go out and we're taking care of small properties. We're taking care of big properties. I mean, huge lawns and gardens and sculptured gardens and all that fancy stuff, you know, and we don't use a lick of chemicals. We only use electric. We process the leaves perfectly every fall. We pick up all the sticks. We get rid of the nuts. We put them in a compost on site when it's a big property, even the medium or small. We're doing it. You know, we're doing whatever they want. I have clients that I mow around. I have clients that I just mow and they want stripes, but they want organic. So these properties are all different sizes, and I'm doing it electric. That's my point. So when you're working out there with landscapers you meet, please keep in mind that I'm showing you equipment that is on scale of whatever they're doing. Commercial parks, doesn't matter. Residential estates that are huge, or quarter acre, a third of an acre, you know, postage stamps like what I have. You know, I mean, really, this is not that hard. In fact, it just takes a little bit of interest in wanting to do it without gas. So I'm an example here that I'm trying to be for the landscapers. Please know that you can confidently ask your landscaper, listen, I really would like you to go electric. Not tomorrow, but listen, end of the I want to see some blowers by the fall that are electric. I want to see a leaf sweeper. I want to see these other things. You can ask for that and expect it, because you're going to be able to reference me, and they can call me and say, how the hell do you do that? These clients are asking me. Well, I will let them know what I bought at Home Depot, what I bought at my supplier, and what equipment I'm riding. And they can think about it. And by the way, everybody's going to say, oh, beautiful, nice mower. That's expensive, Jeff. And you're darn right. It's like a small car. It's an expensive mower here. But guess what? There are companies that came out with okay, this is 48 inches. They came out with a 42-inch sit-down mower for $5,000, just a third of the cost this year. So you can confidently ask for electric, and let me show you around. Is that a good warm up there, chat? Okay, so I'm sitting next to a charger. All I have to do is charge at night. This mower goes all night. All day. It actually has a switch for lights, but I'm sorry, I'm not mowing at night. And like all of this goes and is strong. It's as strong as gas. It could be stronger for all I know. Anybody have a Tesla? Step on the gas? An electric motor's got it, the pickup. I don't know what gas does because I don't ride gas mowers. I will tell you that these are like, they're great. I have two of these right now. One of them's a side discharge, so I can collect seeds. The other is a full mulch mower. It just fully mulches everything in and leaves it. And basically, these are enough to manage any size property, even the small. And with the big one, you can get the big pieces at a small property. And then a small mower, a 21-inch homeowner electric mower, push mower, is going to get you through any of the other spots, and then a little trimmer. Okay, so unfortunately, I'm going to have to pick up the laptop. Is that all right with you guys? Can I pick you up? Maybe a little walk around. I won't take long. I'll just show you real briefly two things that you might not see in the screen. And forgive me. All right. So, golly gee, I sure hope you can see the arm of a mower. Yeah, there we go. And some blowers and whatever, right? Just a simple mower and some blowers. All right. Now, this is all you need to charge all of that. That's what you need. Does that seem complicated? A box with a plug, a single plug. Does that seem complicated, Chet?
Nope.
All right, so now how about this? Trimmer. Electric spray tanks. Manual spreader. There we go. That's all it takes. All right, trimmer. Very, very efficient. Very good. Maybe this is a good perch. Let's see there. Here's your trimmer. Trim. Got a little noise, but it's got no gas smell. This is your mower sound. Oh, that's your mower moving. Hold on. I can't even hear it. Is that too loud for you, Chet?
Nope.
All right, how about this? Here's my idling mower. Ready? Sounds very good. Can you hear it?
Nope.
Okay, hold on. Well, it's gonna make some noise. Because there's 3 blades spinning under there. I stand on the back. You could see me, right?
Yep.
Now you can see me?
Yep.
A lot of clangety clang clang, just like the gas mowers. But, oh, for 1 hour, I save 100 car miles of pollution. And I don't ever mow alone. I'm mowing with 300 car miles of pollution worth of people. It's 3 people out there an hour, all day long. And I mow about 12 acres a day at least. At least. I mean, that's half of some of the properties. And basically, I don't run out of batteries. I use this, it runs all day. I use the batteries on the blowers and trimmers. I just swap them out. One crew needs about a dozen batteries. All you need is a dozen batteries. 16, 20, make your life easy. But basically, that's electric. And they do that with gas, mowers, blowers, trimmers, all day long, everywhere. And I know about 3, 4 companies that aren't doing it with gas. 3 or 4. And you guys have probably heard of a few. So give me 1 sec. Let me get my blowers. Little blower demonstration, because in a way, part of our talk was about leaf blowers, right? In particular. So I want to make sure you understand when they say they aren't powerful, when they say whatever they say, you could say, well, I don't know. You may be wrong. Young man, old man, young lady, crazy person, because they are wrong. Why would ego go into the business of selling me this for a few $100 if it didn't work? It works, okay? It works. It's so, I spent 25 years teaching people that organic doesn't work. Here I am, teaching them that it does work because they tell me it doesn't. Now here I am telling them electric works. They always tell me it doesn't. And then the guys see my equipment working and they're impressed on the street. So I feel good every time I get to talk to a crew and encourage them. So here's my blowers. I'll just move some maple leaves. 10 seconds, and then I'm back to answer questions. Yeah?
Yep.
Any questions?
Uh,
Oh,
Well,
so
we-
I can also talk about sustainable landscaping methods next. But any questions on blowers from you, Chet? Or
Yeah, well, so
mower?
there's a couple of questions in the chat. So let me start with those. One question is about how much money is the riding mower that you have
Good.
there?
18 grand.
18 grand. And what, do you know what the cost of a gas mower would be if it was of the same size?
12.
So it's slightly more.
You could buy one. You know what? I haven't shopped, but you know, they say they're not cheap. They're 12, they're 10, they're 8, they're whatever you pay. But I remember 42 inches wide, sit down, Ego mower came out this year for 5 grand. I shouldn't have bought another one of these. I should have bought 3 of those.
So here's another question. What's the best height at which to cut the grass? What should you let it grow to before cutting? And then what should the blade height be? And that's more sustainable kind of management. It's not so much electric stuff, but what's
That's
your
a great
thoughts on it?
question, actually. The blade height's pretty important because it makes the roots longer and it also helps to compete against whatever you don't want. 3 inches minimum, never lower than 3. 4 inches at the beginning of the season if you've got a tall grass. The highest you can set it if you got a really tall grass at the beginning of the season. Don't cut more than 1/3 of the blade. I don't care if it's a foot or an inch. Don't cut more than 1/3 if you want to be the best. Now, you can cut it however you want. It's just the grass will do better if you don't cut more than 1/3 of it ish. Okay, so don't be like going from 12 inches to 2, you know, less than that. Next, your final height is 3 to 4 inches. I'm usually always below 4 at like 3.5 to 3.75. That's because my mower goes like all the increments at 1/4 inches. As long as your tires are right, it's precise. It's for a golf course. So 3 to 4 inches, you'll be fine. Set it on your homeowner method, your homeowner model. Just put it up, you know, 2/3 of the way. You know, I don't think those numbers on the homeowner models really correspond to inches always. Sometimes they might.
So here's another question. How did you decide on what brand of leaf blower to purchase?
I lucked out. They were at Home Depot. Somebody else was using them. Now I could buy any leaf blower and there's different prices. You know, some of them are now coming out with commercial backpack batteries, and then you've got a cord that attaches to your blower. So you don't have this. You don't have to go. And those backpacks go a long time. So just ask yourself, you know, what's your price point? Can you afford the backpack? Do you have to go for 5 hours blowing every day before charging? Or can you deal with the battery swap out? Or, you know, so you can go with any brand. They're all good. Just make sure there's a nice warranty, at least a year, 2, 3. If you're a homeowner, they have very good warranties. I'm not sponsoring Ego, although they should sponsor me. They should probably send us money. But I mean, it's just happens to be that I found them. And Ego, they have a longer warranty for homeowners than commercial people. I think commercial people have a year. I think homeowners like 3. So if this battery goes kaput, it's $200 for this. The next size up is 300. The next size up is 4. You want a warranty, right? So pay attention to your battery warranties and go. Just go blow, go trim. Don't take any gruff. I mean, every day I meet a landscaper that scoffs at me for the first 14 seconds. And then I go do my work and then they're like, hey, what's up? I didn't know that was possible. You know, just today, a young fella, personal trainer, shows up at one of my clients. He's like, I was a landscaper 13 years. I'm mind blown. Anyways, it's a lot of fun for me just to show people. Now, what other questions?
So
Chad?
here's another question. So one question that our community has faced, there's a number of landscapers that work in the Rivertowns, and they have invested in many have invested in gas powered equipment. Do you have any sense what it would cost and how they should do it to convert their equipment to electric?
Yeah, it's simple. Equipment wears out. Stop buying gas. Next time your hedge trimmer blower or weed whacker blows, get electric. You start building your batteries. Then when you're ready, get a mower. Right away, get a $399 electric mower, $499, $599. They're simple. They don't break down. You don't need to grease them. You don't need to take them to the mechanic. In fact, I was like distressed that there was really no maintenance except for grease on the wheels for my big mowers. And I was like, I was calling the company like in the winter, like, really, it's winter. I want to help my mower. What do I do? They're like, does it drive straight? I was like, yeah. Is it fine cutting? And then, yeah, well then grease the wheels and see you in the spring.
So Jeff, another question. What do you do to mulch leaves in the fall? Do you use that large mower or do you use a different piece of equipment?
Let's see if I can get the video up, Chet.
Okay.
That is the answer. Am I sharing my screen yet or not yet? Just my video.
You're not sharing your screen right now, so you need to do that. And you
if I can.
Yeah, you can. I think you're a co-host.
I can if you just give me a second to type in the address from my phone. Any other questions, folks?
While we're doing that one,
about it.
What's the weight of the Ego leaf blower and the string trimmer, or the?
Oh,
trimmer?
it's very light. The blowers and the trimmers, they're just, I don't know, 10 pounds. I mean, the trimmer is so light. The big mower is 800 pounds.
And how do you get that in and out of your truck? Do you just drive it up a ramp or?
Yep. Look. Can you see my truck set up?
Yep.
All right. Bear with me. I'm going to get you this video.
Okay.
Other questions?
Yeah, one other question. What advice can you give folks who live perhaps in a condominium or a co-op and they have a homeowners association? What kind of advice can they give to their homeowners association to help it transition to organic gardening without creating a lot of complaints? Because I think that it's a transition process, and that perhaps goes a little more into your organic gardening or your organic management, not just your electric equipment.
Well, that's a good question, and forgive me if I'm close to my thing, and I'm going to pull up the video while we answer that.
Okay.
So NOFA, the organization, has the standards for organic land care, and they also have a booklet that's kind of, more explanatory. It has chapters and it has a checklist. And it's like the introduction to organic land care for homeowners. So those two books alone are enough to provide to a landscaper that's of interest. And then there's training. Okay. So, those are very solid resources for those who read and want to train.
Are there specific training programs that you have used or gone through or that you would recommend?
Sure. Yes, absolutely. So if you're a landscaper or somebody who wants to learn this subject, I would highly recommend the NOFA Organic Land Care 4 or 5 day accreditation course. It's excellent. I think it's now online and that's even better. And, when I was involved with NOFA, we ended up getting it translated into Spanish. And it's really quite a good rule book. And then there are other groups across the country, like the Ecological Landscaping Association. They do classes, a lot of them, but I think it's the Organic Landscaping Association, and Chip Osborne, Osborne Organics, he's done incredible work teaching people how to do grass for sports fields, how to do, homeowner stuff. So he's like, one of the authors of the standards for organic land care by NOFA. He and many others basically spent time trying to figure this all out for folks like us and putting it in editions. And when I was involved with NOFA, we worked on the 6th edition, and it was pretty complete. So I refer you to organiclandcare.net, NOFA organiclandcare.net. And Chet, what do you think? I'm gonna try to share this now. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna try this, folks. If it
Let's
hopefully it'll
share.
work.
Ready for to share the screen? Share that. Share this. How we doing, sharing?
That
Are we
looks
sharing?
good.
Sharing?
Yep, that looks good.
Okay. All right, you could see something. All right, I'm gonna play it. Oh, I should preface this video. All right. Can you just see my screen, or you see me?
We can see both. We see both.
So this is my mower with a leaf sweeper. I'm gonna tell you, it was pretty funny when I'm walking down the Home Depot aisles and I see this big, huge box that I could barely pick up called a lawn sweeper. It was the best tool. So I stumbled upon it because when I was young, we used to have these things that we pushed and it would broom up things into your hopper, leaves and stuff like that. And when I went up the street, there was the tennis court and clay, and we would have the sweepers that would just manually move and they would clean the lines or whatever. Think of a brush that's moved by belts, towed behind any mower, a gas mower, my mower that's electric, whatever you got. This is a brush that goes across the surface of the lawn, and it picks up the nuts and twigs that are the problem with your lawn. So if you're wondering how to give your lawn better health, you got to get the little wood chips off of it. You got to get the sticks up, because those are like little blots on your lawn. All right, nothing's growing under that. Okay, if you could, are there ladies on this call? Does anybody understand what a hello? Do you know what a Brazilian blowout is? A Brazilian blowout, right? You pay like $80 for it probably. All right, that's what I do for the lawn. I blower the lawn and I get all the little sticks out, and then I mulch mow stuff in all fall. And in the spring, we collect all the sticks and nuts, and then we mulch everything in. And so we use this device to do it, and it's really effective. And I can adjust the height. I can adjust how much I sweep in a way, because if I adjust it light, I won't get much. And anyways, at some point, everybody wants to rake the lawn. This is the commercial answer to raking, because raking gets those nuts and sticks. Would you like to see the video, Jen?
Sure, be great.
All right. You see all those leaves? Gone. Now, a lot of them got mulched in, and a lot of them got picked up. But let me tell you something. There are different clients, and some of them don't want to see any leaves. So you'll need this sometimes. But you can like mulch mow without it several times.
Mhm.
But
So I-
that goes into the compost. And then
Mhm.
there's the mini one that, I don't use the mini one, but a homeowner could. I have it, but hey, how's that?
That was good.
Yeah,
So
I see a clapping hand. Thank you. I can only see two people. Thank you, Josanne.
So I have a question, another question of any advice on electric chainsaw? If you have to,
Oh yeah, the biggest you can find. Just get the big one. I got the Ego 18-inch. Get whatever one they got if it's electric. But
Okay.
do not get the 14-inch unless you want to like prune. Get the big one. And I do big trees. I don't do like colossal trees. Okay. But I do almost all the others.
Mhm. Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about, change the topic here, Jeff, and talk a little bit about uh, sustainable or organic landscaping generally, not just the electric equipment you use, but the strategies you use to do your organic care of properties. How do you do it?
Okay. All right. Now here's my other prop. Are you ready for this? My other prop, my lawn that I do nothing for. That's my fancy lawn. And I think it looks pretty good. What do you think?
Looks okay from here.
It looks okay. It's got a lot of grass and it's got a bunch of clover. It's got some chickweed. I don't really care. I like it. It's green. It works. But my clients don't like chickweed. Some of them actually don't like clover, even though it gives nitrogen. So what am I going to do? I mean, I got a lot of grass here. So I treated one part of my property for you with something that can take the weeds out without taking out the grass. So if you were to use vinegar, it would kill everything, right? So I can actually eliminate anything that's not a grass with a spray that's fully organic. It's pretty cool. You want to see the patch?
Sure.
All right. Thank God I got Chet answering. Otherwise, I wouldn't know what to do. Hope this is not too bad. All right. This is chickweed, right?
Can you turn the video off?
Can you see a
Yeah,
good
it's
lawn
Jeff.
with a lot of chickweed?
Jeff, maybe you could
Off?
stop sharing your screen for a
What
second.
happened?
Maybe you could stop sharing your
Oh,
screen. Is
that's a
that
smart move. Whoever said that, you get
There you go.
10 points.
okay? Great.
You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, you might be frozen where you are.
Can you see this?
Jeff, I think you may be frozen where you are.
Oh,
so you
one
may be-
second.
You're outside your Wi-Fi. Oops. There he is. There he is. Now you got to unmute.
Hope I'm in business, Chet. Is that
Yep,
better?
that's better.
Okay. So over here, I didn't treat, but right here, I did. This chick fade.
Jeff, we're losing you a little bit. You may need to move closer to your Wi-Fi. Sorry, folks, but we're doing our best to kind of jury rig all of this. Jeff, you're a little frozen right now. Ah, there you are. You're back. You're muted.
All right.
Jeff, there you go. There you
So
go.
I cannot go a foot to the ground. Sorry, folks. Did
That's okay.
anybody see the blackened weeds that shrunk away? Oh, well. Well, anyways, the chickweed's basically gone. Okay. Now I can put grass in there.
Mhm.
If you want grass, you can have grass organic. 10 years ago, I didn't have anything like that available, but they've developed it. They've developed basically everything you need as a commercial guy to handle your grubs, your problems with like any weed, like even the ones some of us like the clover, the plantain, some other things we don't mind. Violets I like, but basically they can be eliminated using an iron solution, which is really innocent. And as far as caring for the lawn and everything goes, maybe there's one point I want to leave you with. I could go on and say more, but so you asked me about the sustainable lawn care, like how does it happen and work? So you have to understand that the soil has been doing its thing for a long time with plants. There's everything needed. All the phosphorus and nitrogen and all the trace elements and the major, it's all in the parent soil. It's there. Okay. We don't have to go get bat guano. We don't need, there's no, if you research phosphate scarcity or something like that, like we have some people that believe that there's only so much phosphates and we can only farm for so long because you got to get them from these phosphate deposits. Well, I beg to differ because the microbes have a plenty ability to mine it right there themselves. So the answer, Chad, to like the sustainable lawn is this. It's just figure out what the microbes want. And then the grass will grow. The flowers will grow. You have to feed the microbes and that's it. They will give you all the nutrients your plants need because your plants send out a lot of sugar energy through their roots into the soil environment with specific enzymes requesting those nutrients. When they need calcium, when they need phosphorus, they will send sugars out to treat the microbes. And in return, the microbes will eat and be happy and release available nutrients. In a lawn, there is no need to bring nitrogen. I don't need to bring any of my organic fertilizers. Most of them are bringing microbes to get you started. In a lawn that's got a microbial environment running and rolling, there is enough living and dying of normal bacteria and protozoas. Their little cellular bodies have enough nitrogen in them when they decompose, more than enough to feed grass. The grass requirement for nitrogen is less than the amount of the little dead bodies are releasing. So if you would just stop putting fertilizers and fungicides on a lawn, the soil environment starts to take off. So give it the opportunity to by not putting the chemicals. That's how you have a sustainable lawn. Stop collecting all the clippings. Stop scalping it short and start putting seed on it. I have some clients that have great lawns and they don't do anything except for always put seed. Like every fall, every spring, they got their seed and they have great lawns. And it's because the grass has outcompeted everything else. It doesn't have a chance. So that's part of the key. Microbes, seeding, not taking the grass, mulching in all the leaves, September, October, the end of November after you've mulched in for weeks and weeks. Get the sweeper out and pick the nuts up for God's sakes, or get the rake and get the nuts up. And then your lawn will be happy in the winter and all that. Go get an electric blower, give the lawn a Brazilian on the edges, wherever the beds are, right where the beds are, there's a ton of little chips. Every little rhododendron leaf out of the grass, Just leave, and then you'll have grass. Oh, and those leaves and stuff, you blow it back in under the beds. Diseased leaves, good leaves, bad leaves, doesn't matter. Put it all in under the beds. And if it looks ugly, get a rake a little, and then you leave a nice debris field of small leaves. I mean, honestly, it's pretty fun and easy. I hope you can see my enthusiasm.
Right.
I think you get the point that it's not rocket science, it's actually soil science. And I hope you like my presentation. I try to be funny. And what do you think, Chet? Did I do okay so far?
I think you've done great. So I have another question for you, and that is kind of what is the area that you and your company service? I know you're based in
Fairfield County and Westchester County, but I also will consult anywhere.
And do you yourself do training of other landscapers, or you
Yes.
just kind of
Yes,
it's more
I do.
informal? Or
Yes, I've been a little busy building a company, but I spent years teaching, and yes, I'm training others. I have clients that ask me to come train their own, because when you have a landscaper for 25 years, you don't really want to let them go, but you could buy them a nice electric mower, sell the gas.
so another question: what type of grass seed do you use when you're planting grass? Do you use a variety of seeds, or what do you do?
I try to avoid Kentucky bluegrass heavy mixes. I don't care if there's a tiny bit, but in general, I can buy mixes that have a very heavy fescue mix, and then a little bluegrass thrown in for those who need it, right? Because I don't know why they need it. So very, heavy fescue blend. So, I'm sure there's a ton of good companies. Heart Seed Company is in, I think, Connecticut. They've always been good people to know for in my memory. But when I've been out there shopping, I've been buying Lebanon Seed Company seed. I buy their winning color mix. It's basically, they say, is bred to be as sustainable as possible, which means less needy, less water needy, less nutrient needy grass is fescues, is the quality grass. So it's their A-class blend, Lebanon winning colors. That said, any grass seed, any grass seed, as long as it's kind of fresh within 2 years, don't if you have grass seed in the fall and you're like in December and you're like, what should I do? Just throw the rest of the bag out. It will sprout in the rest of the year. Just get the seed out there. Seed it. Patch in the spring, do heavy seeding in the fall. Fall meaning August, September.
So one other question: what's the I think you mentioned there was an organic spray that you use for your chickweed. Is there a specific type, or if you were going to send somebody to Home Depot to buy this, or where would you get it from?
I have a supplier that provides me a bunch of different products like this. This is a iron-based product. It's called Fiesta, and I don't stand by it. They don't sponsor me, but I will say I've been using it and the weeds are disappearing. I would like it to work better on some cases, but it's been really working on in the needs that I have. It's been working, and I've been testing it on some of the hardest problems, which is like false strawberry, that little yellow flowered strawberry in your lawn people complain about all the time. Been using it on that. It affects it. I can't tell you yet whether or not the strawberry is going to go away forever, but what I'm thinking is that if I apply that iron-based Fiesta product, as the label says, frequently throughout the summer, let's say 3, 4, 5, 6 times, which isn't harming anything, I'm pretty sure that strawberry is not going to survive. After one spraying, it looks unhappy, and it kind of persists. Now, I have worked on strawberry itself with fire and Fiesta on a property this whole spring for a month. And I've been eliminating it in both of those ways, watching the regrowth. And I will tell you, strawberry is one tough one, but The fire did win in some of those spots, many of them, most of them. So we use a flame weeder. You know what a flame weeder is? You want to see one? It's
Yeah,
right.
I think I know what it, I think, if you got one
Like
to
a
show.
highway torch with your barbecue tank.
Right.
You can get one for $30 at Harbor Freight Tools. And basically you just cook your soil for 20, 30 seconds. The microbes are fine and you're killing all the weeds. Right there, you're sterilizing the soil surface. Oh, then you have like a rainforest carbon environment there. Then you throw down seed, compost on top and straw. Boom, no weed seeds, and you're going. So if you've got only strawberry in a patch, a large patch, you basically have to burn it first.
Mhm.
If it's like small amounts of strawberry and you can hit it with iron many, many, many times throughout the year, you might have a chance. Otherwise, you get down on your knees and you pull every strawberry crown out of that lawn. That's how you like solve that weed problem. And the long term is less compacted soil, weeds don't like. More dense grasses, weeds can't hang out. If you patch them in the spring, any bare spots, weeds won't germinate. If you keep the grass tall, the soil's cooler. Crabgrass does not germinate until the soil is 80 degrees soil temp. So keep the soil cooler by a taller blade. These are all like the tricks, and you employ all of them, and that's how you start to get to these properties. I mean, I have some properties that are really beautiful. I mean, you guys might think, well, his lawns might be kind of like, I don't know what you might think, but let me see if I could pull up a few. Can I share a screen again in a second?
Sure, go ahead, go ahead.
All right. Is anybody bored yet? All right. Leola looks like she's having fun. Joseanne, what do we have? A whole 4 people left? Okay. All right. I don't want to see all of that. I want to see one page. All right. Now. Ay, gosh. Full screen. Let's see if I can get a full screen. Bear with me, please. It's worth it. Full page width. All right, I'm about ready
Okay,
to share a screen with the Zoom. You guys, I left meetings like this like 3 years ago. I don't know where you are. Okay, can you see me? Yeah, you could see me, right?
yeah.
Can you see my screen? All right, this is just a lawn, one of the ones I take care of. We take care of that organically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, this is a good one. Let's go to let's zoom. That's organic. Organic. This is like no inputs down on the bottom of the screen with the big open field. There's all of this. They don't do anything. They just mow.
Mm-hmm.
That's Riverside Ave. Here's a 20-foot vegetable garden made with 1-inch oak that I made. There's a couple of those. Oh, I love this. Read it and weep. So an estate asked me to fix their pool lawn. Well, they wanted me to, interview. And they said, can you fix the lawn in the pool? Let's see what you can do. And they gave that to me last August. Now, by November, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud. What do you think? Did I do okay?
Looks good.
It's amazing if you realize that there is no grass here. Like it's just weeds. There was literally nothing. And for parts of it in the back, I burned it. It was, and then the other half of the other side, I dug out like an inch or two and brought in new soil. And then I picked every crabgrass that sprouted. These are geraniums in the lawn. Like every tuft you see are like these deep rooted geraniums, right? And that by November, I don't know, somebody did something right. I'm pretty surprised myself. You know, I'd like to be silly about this stuff, but it is a miracle. Here it is. Look at that. That's like, that's pretty good.
Mhm.
All right. So I'll stop sharing. I'll stop bragging.
All
And I'll
right.
stop talking.
So Jeff, I think we should probably, we've been going for a bit and cut it off, but I just, if people wanted to get in touch with you, if they have questions, do they do it through your Facebook at Organic Ways and Means, or how should they do it?
That would be fine. I could be messaged through social media, Facebook or whatever, Instagram. But, you know, I'm available at organicways.org. You can schedule an appointment for an estimate or whatever you want. But most people know how to find me at, you know,
Right.
Jeff.
And just so anybody is on the phone, I have Jeff's contact as well. So you can always reach out to me and I can forward along.
I'm literally, you know, easy to find everywhere.
All right. So Jeff, this presentation was different. It was great. I think it was really fun to do it live and to show your equipment. I very much appreciate your way of kind of conveying to all of us the kind of things you're doing. It was really, really fun. So I appreciate it. So
Oh, good. I really am. I'm glad you asked me, Chet, and thank you. And thank you to everybody who logged on, and keep the faith. Just like, remember Earth Day when that started, we all had to keep the faith back then. So keep the faith. It's going to go electric. It's going to be great.
All right. All right, guys, I think we're going to be heading off, but thank you so much, Jeff. And if anybody wants to follow up with Jeff, you can either reach out to him on Facebook or just let me know and I'll send along all of his contact info. Okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thanks so
Thanks,
much.
Jeff and Chat.
Thanks. Bye-bye.